Delhi in 2003 was getting 3 times per capita water more than Singapore, but there was water shortage in Delhi. Only because the water was moving on a surface and not vertically. And that kind of difference makes a huge difference. So technology matters. I'm picking up from what Krishna Bhai mentioned. We bureaucrats are in the habit of planning things and expect that it will happen. The market happen differently. There are trends which we are picking up, like I'll give you 2 examples. I have worked in rural development, where we thought in terms of geotagging of the rural houses, and we saw the benefit in terms of asset creation. In 2014, we also introduced account, Aadhaar, and mobile mapping, and you know how invasive this is now. Everyone is doing it. 2016, when the demonetization took place, rural areas didn't have the currency, so we thought in terms of Bharat Pay, the rupee currency. And we see that Jandhan, Aadhaar, and mobile banking led to this segment. He has told about the JNPT experience. The similar technological change is taking place, which we are really not, which is not on our antenna. The Internet of Things. It will decide tomorrow where to produce and how to produce. I'll give you a very small example. Imagine a situation where your fridge is on Internet of Things and where you have a milk bottle on Internet of Things, and everything is connected. The moment half the bottle is open, somebody knows that you need it. Similar requirement will be of the port tomorrow. Similar requirement will be of the market tomorrow. So technology will keep changing and we'll have to adopt. The only thing that we need to do is provide an enabling environment for the market and for the household to succeed. That's all I have to submit.
Thank you very much. Excellent. I think creating and enabling an environment. So I think you've all heard fantastic views. So, and if I were to summarize, which is a very difficult task, but I could manage some notes while all of you were speaking. So if I were to just say that, you know, the future of our port-led development has to be A, connected, smart, green, collaborative, and all of that woven into an environment which is facilitative for all partners of that ecosystem to really drive and trust. And as I always say, and I said this a couple of months back when I was again hosting a seminar on ports, is that Gujarat, as a proud Gujarati, I'm very proud to say this, that Gujarat and port-led development will give Gati and Shakti to new India. And thank you very much for patiently listening. Thank you very much for my panel members. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our esteemed panelists and our moderator for the expertise and diverse perspectives. We would like to take a moment and thank you all for your presence. May I request Sri Rajkumar Benewal sir to please join us and present a token of gratitude to all our panelists and our moderator. I would request all the panelists to please take a step ahead for a group picture. We now march ahead to our next panel discussion, which is on the topic integration of ports with urban and industrial development. We would like to invite our panelists on stage. We have with us for the next session, integration of ports with urban and industrial development. We invite our moderator, Mr. Karthikeya Raval, partner at Deloitte. We now invite our panelist, Mr. Rizwan Sumer, CEO and MD, India Subcontinent and Sub-Saharan Africa, DP World, Shri Keshav Verma, IES and Chairman, SRFDCL, Mr. Bad Dejong, Consul General of the Netherlands in Mumbai, Mr. Auguste Tano, Country Director, World Bank, Mr. Karan Kapadia, India Head, Commercial Activities and Representative, KEZAD, AD Ports, Mr. Daljit Singh Kohli, India Representative, Port of Antwerp, Bruges. We would like to welcome our panelists for the next session, Integration of Ports with Urban and Industrial Development. We request and invite Mr. Rizwan Sumer, Shri Keshav
Summit and is today represented when the economic platform celebrates its 20 years of existence. The Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit was launched with the primary objective of promoting Gujarat as an attractive investment destination and to facilitate partnership and collaboration across riverfront sectors. The summit also creates the platform where business leaders, policy makers, and innovators explore opportunity for different sectors like energy, manufacturing, infrastructure, IT sector, agriculture sector, healthcare, and many more. We are confident that African countries have already benefit from the discussions, negotiations, and agreements that have emanated from the opportunity offered by Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit. I only wish India-Rwanda partnership in economic cooperation grow much better for the interest of our both countries' peoples. While Rwanda has made tremendous progress with regard to its economic growth, the relations with India with advancy continue, adding available contribute to that ascendis economic status of Rwanda. Yesterday, our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi ji said that in Amrutkal, Viksit Bharat, that is India a friend who can be trusted, a partner who believes in people-centric development, a voice that believes in global goods and the voice for the global south. India being today the fifth largest economist by the nominal GDP and the third largest by purchasing power parity. The global south with definitely be tributary of investment in outflows from India, the economic powerhouse. The world looks at India as an important pillar of stability. Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit 24 with beach as well as source of growth ideas, partner country, companies and participants with adjusted the economic concepts and promotion of the one district, one product initiative. This aims to identify the flagship product of each industry in this district, leveraging its unit strengths and competitive advantages to boost local economics. I must say vocal for local, and I end that Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India and self-reliant Rwanda. My dear friends and dear sisters, I would like to conclude my remarks by wishing all a very fruitful and wholeful, vibrant Gujarat Global Summit and commending the destined strong economic cooperative between India and Rwanda. I am informed that many Gujaratis have made Rwanda their the home and contributing to boost Rwanda's economic. So let Rwanda also come to Gujarat, visit and explore immense business opportunities in vibrant Gujarat. The relations of our country have been extended by our people's interest and reciprocal visits, and we wish this will help to grow even stronger. Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit will always be one of the channel to cement this partnership. I appreciate your attention. I hope and I wish to join the Rwanda. Jai Jai Garvi Gujarat. Thank you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Many thanks to Honorable Minister for his guidance and kind words. And key part was self-reliant India and self-reliant Rwanda. Now I would request our second chief guest, Shri Bharat Singh Ji Dhabi Sahab को हम invite करना चाहेंगे stage पे, please. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Chief guest of today's program, Honorable Minister Sri Kunwarji Bhai Bavaria sir, Honorable Richard Devenchuti, Permanent Secretary, Minister of Trade and Industry, Rwanda, Mr. Punit Roy Kundal, Additional Secretary, Minister of External Affairs, India, Her Excellency Ms. Mukungira Jacqueline, High Commissioner of Rwanda to India, Her Excellency Anisha Kafupi, High Commissioner of United Republic of Tanzania, Her Excellency Lalitya Ayan, High Commissioner of CHLs, Dr. Sunanda Rajendran, honorable guest and my dear brothers and sisters. It is the great honor for me to have this opportunity to make these remarks. As a guest at Rwanda country, since in line with vibrant Gujarat 24. I would like to congratulate Rwanda to have been variably present here today. Representing when the economic platform celebrates its 20 years of excellence. I support my dear brother and sister of Rwanda, and I welcome to all for a trade and business. Let's make India and Rwanda bond more stronger. By doing trade and business, I believe that by engaging in trade and doing a business, both countries comes together to know each other's traditional culture. By this, we will become a stronger and strength. I must invite to my Indian business leaders to make investment in Rwanda because it is a safest country in entire African region. I appreciate the initiative of the Rwanda government that Rwanda believes in gender equity in the parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude my speech. Let us come together to build a new, stronger relation between New Bharat and Rwanda. I must appreciate to Her Excellency Mukangayara Jacqueline to invite me at this event. Thank you, my dear brothers and sisters.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे ऑनरेबल मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट श्री भरत सिंह जी का. Proceeding further, we have now speakers, but we are running short of time as well. So I would now request firstly Dr. Sunanda Rajendran. She is Secretary General for Indo-Africa Chamber of Commerce. Maybe we will limit something like 3 minutes, something you can talk about, so that we get time for our some question answer session as well. So 3 minutes each, maybe starting with you. Thank you so very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. The dignitaries on the dais, the audience, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, congratulations to Her Excellency for the wonderful job she's doing promoting Rwanda from here. I'm representing Indo-African Chamber of Commerce. Our main objective is to promote bilateral trade between India and Africa. We are a strong supporter of MSME and also working on public-private partnership, establishing between India and the 54 African countries. I would like to just put a special emphasis to the audience here that Rwanda is one of the strong candidate country amongst the 54 country. And of East African community, Rwanda also is one of the good country. The economy is growing. It's a virgin country. Don't look at the size and don't look at the population. Don't see that these are landlocked country. See what potential we have there. See what is the vision of our Prime Minister. Our Prime Minister wants to give brotherly treatment to Africa and African brothers and sisters. So my appeal to all those audience here or my people that let's go to Rwanda, explore the possibilities, meet your brothers there, find out what are the opportunity where you can work for small, medium, micro, and large. There are opportunity for mining, there are opportunity for agriculture, opportunity for food processing, opportunity even to have a clinic. There are opportunities for having ERP solutions, opportunity for tourism, opportunity for skill development training and trading, but always don't look at trading. I would put a special emphasis that let's go do joint venture, small agreement. You can have in dairy development, you can have in food processing, you can do pharma technology transfer and grow the product, add value addition. And then you see the profit is also good and it will be a win-win situation for both Indian and the Rwandan businessmen also. And while doing that, we have our office dedicatedly available in Gujarat. I'm sitting in Bombay, but I do travel a lot, and we do have a very dynamic lady ambassador. And I would request her that under her leadership, I would like to lead a delegation to Rwanda in the coming months, and I would request all of you to join us. So thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. I finished before 3 minutes.
Yes, I must appreciate, and that calls big applause because it speaks out to your experience. I was checking up 40 years plus ka experience, so we must learn many things from you. Thank you so very much. Now I would request Mr. Kalexte Kanamurge to speak for a few minutes, giving perspective on our bilateral relations and how we see the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What I can say as a representative of the private sector Federation of Rwanda, I'll start by saying that the relationship between the business operators between Rwanda and the Indian started in the colonial period. In 1920, there was Indian operating around the kingdom of Rwanda in Nyanza City. That there was the residence of the king of Rwanda. And there was the two families of Indian business operators at that time. Their children, today, one of them, I know him, he is still operating in Rwanda. He is a Northman, but he has not left Rwanda. He is still there with his children. 2 generations. Then relationship between businesses in Rwanda, from India and from Rwanda is historical, as I've said, our ambassador. Secondly, what I can say, in the private sector federation, what we do when we have our members, they cannot have a problem when we are there. We organize business forum, we organize PPD meetings to address all the issues arising from the business operators, public-private dialogue. We have established Kigali International Arbitration Center, which is operating now very well. Then I don't talk a lot because we have no time to discuss many things. I appreciate this organization, the Gujarat Global Summit. It was very, very well organized. I appreciated it. And I would invite all the Indian business operators to participate also in the Kigali Golden Business Forum, which we organize each year. Last year we have organized it in August. This year we will not organize, but we will organize in 2025. I invite you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let me tell 30 seconds one unique thing about Gujarat. Thousands of years before, Gujaratis were the first who traveled thousands of kilometers. And if you see the food, kakra, fakra, all of these, they are like you would have tasted chapatis. So these are miniature chapatis which you can carry with you for long distance. Those thousands of kilometers they were traveling through ships. And lastly, now I'd like to invite Mr. John to share with us his perspective on this partnership of India and Rwanda. He comes from an organization very similar to FICCI, Federation. So over to you, sir.
Thanks, moderator. I'm here as a witness of the good cooperation we have been having with Indian business community. That we want to strengthen more our partnership To give you an example, I'm chairman of a FEF trading company. We are importing mostly from India rice. Currently, we are looking to partner with very trusted and reliable exporters. Currently, we are dealing with one of your businessmen here. We have already ordered so far for this year 500 containers of rice, for which we have already paid a down payment of almost $500,000 USD. But of course, as I said, we would like to have to deal directly with millers and the financially reliable partners, because we have some issues with some brokers. So I would like just to invite any miller on that particular products that we are ready to partner with him for long and lasting relationship. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. John, for giving the perspective. Since I am wearing one more hat from industry, and my kind of words have been summarized by Honorable Cabinet Minister. While we look at industry, we not only look at it as self-reliant India, but also self-reliant Rwanda. I will elaborate it in a minute. We as manufacturing industry, we feel while we make there in Rwanda, we utilize maximum resources, be it components, be it natural resources, so that both the countries grow. And we as a nation believe in partnership, growth, growing together. So one more time, I would like to say, I will say self-reliant India, and you will say self-reliant Rwanda. So self-reliant India, this is the theme for the day. We have considered the time so that we get something for question and answer, and still we have something like 7 or 8 minutes. So my idea is something to take 2-3 questions. Over to you, please. Okay.
So very interesting session today. And my name is Ritika. I'm from Ashok Leland from the Corporate Affairs team like Mr. Yashpal Sachar. And my question is for Mr. Richard. Your presentation was very interesting. I will not bother you with questions on the auto sector. For that, we have Excellency Jacqueline to support us. But a very basic question, if say, I want to get into timber-related business in Rwanda. I set up a SME factory over there. While getting timber, is there a process of auctioning involved? How can I get timber? And if in case I'm putting up a factory and I say do some value addition on the timber, maybe veneer or plywood, and then that is exported to local markets within Africa, not local but markets within Africa, and maybe to India also, then what kind of benefits are involved, subsidies are involved in setting up of that factory and the trade involved, export which we'll be doing? One is this. And second is, at present, if we are exporting, say, something from India to Rwanda, then the trade route is very complicated and it's not very efficient. So if, say, I'm taking something from Mumbai, I'll first go to Mombasa, from Mombasa, by land go to Rwanda. Is there any efficient route which can be explored, which can help us reduce the whole logistic cost? So these 2 questions.
Yeah, over to Mr. Richard.
Okay, of course, with the interest of time, I think we can also have added time with you separately. But on the part of the timber, I would say, yes, there are 2 angles there. One, there are incentives on the factory setup, but then there's a bit of, and again, I hate to say this, there's a bit of discouragement because of the conservation part. Because the deforestation is one of the areas that we are cutting down. But when it comes to the factory itself, there could be facilitation, a couple of incentives I mentioned. One is you have exemptions on machinery importation, which attracts that. And secondly, you do have facilitation on the establishment. When it comes to industrial park, we are going to put up subsidized land and all that goes with the setup of the factory. But the part that is a bit complicated, which we could have a discussion on, is the aspect that goes with deforestation. And there, I think there is a bit of a challenge, but we can go a bit on that. When it comes to the softest route, there are always two routes to Rwanda. One is by air cargo, another one is by sea and road. The shortest route has always been through Dar es Salaam, which is one border. So that is facilitated. Again, I would not tell you that there is a train, but of course this is also in the pipeline, but depending on what you're importing. But we already have a air cargo that is flying to Mumbai twice a week, and then a national, the Rwanda. But then we also have the sea route and the road route. But let us have an extended discussion separately. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. A question from furniture. We have a question from the last row. Can you please provide the mic there, please?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Rwanda is one of the interesting spaces, like ma'am said. Rwanda was the first country which allowed drone logistics to start. And I'm the author of the book called Dhul Dhuk Dhakka Entrepreneurship by Design. This also carries the story of Zipline. Zipline is the company which launched the drone logistics. My question is, we are into blockchain technology. We are also doing the digital national identity for one of the neighboring countries in India. And we've done successful implementation last October. And we are also exploring Africa for the national digital identity on blockchain. And if Rwanda is looking for a national digital identity, we would like to explore those opportunities and also build skill sets in blockchain and artificial intelligence there.
Again, thank you so much for mentioning the zipline. Look, this zipline is one of the suppliers of a blood system using drones technology. That's very new. This is why I mentioned about the proof of concept. This was the first ever tried drone supply of blood on the continent, if not globally. And it is working enough in Rwanda, but it's also coming up in different countries. If it comes to blockchain and blockchain technology, we're already working on a legislation regarding starting on blockchain, and of course it goes with the bitcoins. The central bank is working on that regulation, but let us see how you want to come in. Of course, AI, as I mentioned, AI is where we are, and very many opportunities when it comes to artificial intelligence. Let's see where and what you want to be facilitated in, but very much welcome to start there.
Okay, maybe last one question, please, from the front row.
Yeah, myself, Pankil Kantola. I am engaging with two businesses. One is immigration and another business is holiday, the tourism business. So just I have a question about tourism. The Indian people are, basically Gujarati people are crazy for the tourism activities. Yesterday I got that news from one of my friends visited Rwanda, and he visited that the gorilla jungle safari or something like that over there in Rwanda. So I would like to ask a question. So because people here doesn't know about the Rwanda tourism, so we can explore the tourism business over there. But most of people are crazy to eat like vegetarian food. So I don't know about what is over there for the vegetarian food, and people are crazy to relax over there. So if you guys from your government, part of government tourism industry, if they support us in the India, especially for Gujarat, I am based from Ahmedabad, so we can explore the tourism over there, because I hear that the visa industry is arrival visa. So people don't waste the time for 10, 15 days like other countries to get the visa. So they can book the flight and they can travel anywhere, like Dubai and everywhere in Thailand, right now in Thailand as well, the same thing. So whatever the part, we can make a catalog here for the Rwanda tourism, and we can explore in the social media and everything, and I can support you in the tourism industries.
Many thanks for your offer. I believe this is a compliment, not a question. So we will run the final video and then we'll have the felicitation, please. So can you run the video, final video, concluding video, please?
Rwanda is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, with inclusive and sustained high growth over the last 10 years. This has been driven by a well-articulated and ambitious development agenda, which has resulted in high economic growth averaging 7.8% per year, recognition by the UN as the most improved nation globally in human development, and recognition as one of the safest countries globally. Rwanda today is now a leading destination for investment in the region, offering one of the most safe and stable political, economic, and financial environments in Africa. Rwanda has adopted an open policy towards foreign investment and has invested in modern connectivity and world-class infrastructure to enhance trade and investment. Rwanda offers access to global and regional markets through a robust network of free trade agreements. Proximity markets give investors easy access to over 80 million people. Rwanda offers an attractive incentives framework for investments across several priority sectors, alongside a competitive tax framework ranging from tax holidays to capital gains exemptions. Rwanda is also one of the most innovation-ready economies on the continent and is well positioned to become a leading innovation hub. It has established itself as a vibrant proof-of-concept destination, attracting innovators seeking to develop, test, and scale their business models in Rwanda for the globe. Several investment and partnership opportunities are available across several sectors, including ICT, agriculture, tourism, manufacturing of construction materials, glass manufacturing utilizing high-quality raw materials, light manufacturing, particularly garments and light construction materials, mining also presents several opportunities including exploration, refineries, separation plants, as well as cutting and polishing gemstones from Rwanda and the region. Rwanda's fast-growing health sector also presents several investment opportunities across services and manufacturing. The sector has also received a boost with plans proceeding for the first vaccine manufacturing plant in Africa in partnership with BioNTech. A dedicated investment team from the Rwanda Development Board will ensure your venture into Rwanda and beyond is efficient, seamless, and positioned for success.
Big clap. I would request High Commissioner Madam Jacqueline to now facilitate Dr. Sunanda, please. No, it's required. We appreciate your contribution.
I would also I would also like to like to request Her Excellency to felicitate our moderator, Mr. Yashpal Sancho, please. Yes.
Oh, thank you so very much. Thank you very much for being the good care of Rwanda. Thank you. Please keep up.
May I request Mr. Sacho to please give the closing remarks?
We have to facilitate someone.
Yes.
Okay. MC from FICCI, Madam Richa, you also has to be facilitated. So maybe one photograph for her. Okay. Thank you so very much. Maybe we can gather for a group photograph. Okay, I would like to conclude first, but yes, as I said, from industry, from Ashok Leyland perspective, we as a nation, we see co-development, be it manufacturing, be it or other sectors. So we have already summarized. I would not like to add further. It's like not only self-reliant India, whichever country we work, we are also making sure that we grow together, we work together. So we too are today in a club of fastest developing economies, be it Rwanda, be it India, and we wish we remain so among the first 10 kind of economies in the world. And we are honored with the presence of all the August gathering here. And now I would request for a group photograph, please. So kindly please come to the front. Yeah. Please. Mr. John, please.
Connectivity, transport connectivity. How do you connect the port to not just the city, but the hinterland? How do you ensure that the port is contributing to trade? How do you ensure that other ports in the region are not competing with the port that you're going to invest in? And how do you ensure that the ports, the 49 ports, are not competing with each other so that they're complementary? How do you ensure that this is also going to create a livable city and improve living standards of workers? There are a lot of development aspects, and when the project takes into account all these aspects and reflect them well, I think you make the investment attractive to either the government or state or cities or the private sector. Then I guess the fifth point is how do you go out proactively and bring in the private sector? And here we have a lot of experience also in the bank, in the World Bank group, in fact. So if all the other things are done well, then you take the project to the private sector, you bring them in either through PPPs or through de-risking of the investment and tell them, you know, we can provide some viability gap funding so that your own investment can produce return. Or We can bring in let's say the IFC, the International Finance Corporation, to provide some initial commercial financing to bring in other private sector around the table. Or we can bring in MIGA, the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency. I don't know how many people are aware that IFC and MIGA are part of the World Bank groups, but MIGA can provide guarantee for risks that the private sector, especially foreign investors, may be taking. And that's not all. There is also the other dispute that may arise between investors and the government. And yesterday we heard that some investors could worry about what will happen to the investment if something on the policy side doesn't go well. So at the World Bank we have what is called ICSID, which helps set up investment disputes between government and investors. We're not using ICSID yet in the bank in India, but in the future, perhaps it can be an instrument that could be used to attract private investors, especially foreign direct investment. Finally, and sorry I'm taking a bit long, but the final point is very important: capacity strengthening, capacity for managing port and municipal asset and infrastructure. And this, it can be by itself a very long list. I mentioned capacity for designing projects, but capacity for also implementing and monitoring projects, capacity for providing reports to the government, to the communities, capacity for procurement management, capacities for governance, capacities for policy setting. Regulations can be important. So you build all these infrastructure, but how do you ensure that they meet their purpose in terms of environmental standards, in terms of responding to shocks, in terms of ensuring that the port is resilient or the city assets are resilient to future shocks. So there's a strong component of capacity that goes beyond the infrastructure, and the financing itself that will need to be taken into account. And if all this is doing well, I think it becomes easier to justify why we're using tax revenues or money that will come from carbon financing, for example, or private resources to invest in those, and finally to actually perhaps manage well the return on this investment, because port will be generating income, they will be generating resources, and how do you ensure that capacities are there to use these resources for future development, for future expansion, for example. Let me pause here. Thank you.
Thanks, Augusta. So if I take a couple of points from your thought process, one which is I find very interesting, the point which you said about interacting with communities to make successful the infra projects at the end of the day, because there's always a challenge in convincing them if they are being relocated and when the returns of their relocation are going to be visible to them. Because in today's world where everybody wants a quick result, that's going to be a very interesting conversation. And the second point which I liked about what you said is how do you get guarantees to private sector for them to get into investment mode, also the viability gap funding mechanism. There can be different mechanisms how we can get in private sector, because ultimately what we see or I see is the success story lies in the fact that it has to be a bit of a PPP as opposed to purely multilateral agencies or government funding it, because that's the right success story at the end of the day. Moving on to next topic of international investment opportunities and challenges. Maybe Daljit, if I can ask you, from a Port of Antwerp perspective, you have the largest integrated chemical cluster. How do you see that, and how have you developed it over a period of time, your learnings and some challenges which you faced in the process?
Yeah, thank you.
Railways, Communication, Electronics and IT, Government of India, for his continuous support and the guidance. I would also like to extend my gratitude to Mr. Tanaka Kasushige, DG Mighty Japan, Mr. Sanjay Malhotra, CEO and President Micron Technology, Mr. Ajit Manocha ji, President and CEO of Semi Global, Chief Secretary Sir, Dr. Suman Berry, Vice Chairman Niti Aayog, Mr. S. Krishnan Sir, Secretary, Ministry of Electronics and IT. I would also like to extend my gratitude to all the industry experts, scholars who shared their knowledge and experience during this session. I must express my appreciation to Vibrant Gujarat team for organizing this spectacular summit. Last but not least, I extend my gratitude to entire team of Department of Science and Technology, GSEM, and other DST organizations for their tireless support. Thank you once again to everyone who has been part of this session. Your presence has made it truly special. We look forward to our continued collaboration and success in field of semiconductor and electronics and with State Electronic Mission. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Once again, we are thankful to each one of you for joining us today. Thank you. Namaskar.
Narendra Modi ji, primeiro-ministro da República da Índia. Sua Excelência José